Welcome guys to another video of Muddy Hook. Today we are going to make a grilled cheese in 4 minutes. And with some very easy steps. Let's begin. I will first show you the ingredients you will need to make the perfect grilled cheese.
All you really need is 2 slices of any type of cheese, 2 slices of bread, any style of bread, and 2 inches of butter, and the butter will help to give the bread some flavor. And you'll need 2 cheeses because it will thicken the cheese, so when you eat it, it explodes in your mouth. The cheese will be a butter knife to cut the butter, a spatula if you really need it, but this one is rubber, and I don't want to use metal because it will scrape the pan, so I'm just going to use my hands, but you can always use a spatula. Right. And this pan is for burgers and stuff. You can use the traditional pans like those ones, or like the one that look like a bowl almost, but I'm going to be using this one today because it helps me.
It gives me more space to spread the bread with the butter. Alright? The first step will be to turn on the heat of the oven in low. Not too high, so when you we put it in low because when we put the bread, we don't want it to cook so fast, and we also need the time for the cheese to get melted with the heat from the bread coming through the pan. So when it's low level, it will give time for the cheese to melt and not the bread to overcook. This is a difficult part when you're cooking grilled cheese because it's very risky of losing your cheese. Alright, the second step is cutting the butter 1 centimeter, or I would say about 5 centimeters. But don't do an inch, don't do an inch at all. Don't do an inch at all. Do a quarter of an inch, and then put that on the knife, and now we spread it on the pan. Now we are going to spread our bread all over the wet butter in the pan. And now with this, the bread will absorb the butter, giving it the power of the butterness. Now we will slap both of our cheeses on top of it so it can cook up. Also, sorry for the background noise. It's just some avatar. Alright, now, yep. Now, when you see it cooked, you flip it, and you may see it looks burnt, but this is what you need. And when you feel it, do you hear that sound?
Now we will cut a slice from here. Alright, now since we have this piece, we can take it over here and put it down.
Overcooked. And once you have that, if you have a spatula, you just move it, but I'm going to
use my hands since I've done this a many times. And then you absorb it. You can see the butter is leaving the pan, and it's going to make it crispy like the top. This camera's probably showing it very bad because there's not that much light here right now. But in my perspective, you can see the quite crispiness. But this sound can tell you that it's crispy. And very important thing is, do not squish it, or else there's going to be the inside part. It's going to be a lot more buttery because the top bread and the bottom bread's butter is going to mix and make it super buttery. So you should be very careful about that. And you can see the cheese melting. You can see the cheese melting. And it will cook way faster because the pan is very hot right now. You can see it's already cooked from just like 20 seconds.
Alright, now you should open the bread and you'll see all the cheese is melted. That will show you that the process is going great, and the bread is cooked and the cheese is cooked. Now you will cut the bread, and this is how it should look. It should have melty cheese, and when you squish it, it should squeeze off and it should smell very good. This will tell you that the grilled cheese is perfect. And this is how you make a grilled cheese in 4 minutes. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.